This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, July 28th. First up, what's next for podcasting? 5 industry leaders weigh in on AI and measurement. The media leader has brought together 5 executives from around podcasting to discuss the future. Contributors include Audioboom CEO Stuart Last, Sounds Profitable partner Brian Barletta, Octave Director of Digital Operations Rachel Hosgrove, The Times and the Sunday Times Head of Podcasts Dan Box, and Bauer Media Group CCO of Podcasts and Commercial Content Lucy Cave. The group debates whether measurement is still podcasting's biggest hurdle or whether the focus should move to monetization and growth. The emerging consensus is that the industry already has adequate measurement tools, and the real opportunity lies in better use of existing data and attribution rather than new metrics. Contributors point to evolving infrastructure, including Apple's HLS support and Spotify's growing openness, and stress the need to describe podcast value in the same language advertisers use for other channels. Next up, introducing mic check for programmatic ads, trustworthy category exclusions with AI. RedCircle has extended its AI-powered mic check tool to programmatic advertising, transcribing each incoming ad and verifying its metadata, advertiser identity, and category. The tool targets a persistent pain point in programmatic audio, where political, sexual, tobacco, and gambling-based ads slip through with incorrect category labels, leading many podcasters to avoid programmatic revenue entirely. RedCircle says the system draws on 8 years of podcast ad tech experience and billions of ad impressions, and cites a 75% reduction in host-read ad errors within 3 months of implementation. Next up, Netflix decided you should only find out what you watched once a year. Steve Raizes, in his Media Built newsletter, examines Netflix's decision to cut what we watched, their report, from twice a year down to once a year starting 2027, a move the company frames as keeping investor focus on revenue and profit. Netflix's stock fell more than 7% the next day, with analysts noting the timing of reduced transparency as engagement questions intensify. Raizes contrasts this with the podcast industry's simultaneous push for standardized measurement through the AMP Accords, released roughly a week later, and notes that Netflix buries its video podcast data in an other shows bucket that logged 757 million hours in the first half of 2026. He argues that transparent measurement only earns market credit when it is disclosed loudly and all at once. Quote, honesty in measurement only pays when it's loud, legible, and simultaneous. End quote. And for our final top story, programmatic platforms champion transparency, but not if it means giving activists access. AdExchanger reports that ad tech watchdog Check My Ad sought DSP access to conduct research and run small test campaigns, only to have one platform withdraw after signing a master service agreement. The platform cites protections for its supply and vendor partners. 2 other platforms, including the AI ad company Thrad, also declined access after initially engaging. The dispute highlights a tension between the programmatic industry's public embrace of transparency and its resistance to give transparency-focused organizations real platform access. As one ad tech consultant put it to AdExchanger, quote, no DSP is going to knowingly onboard a party whose stated purpose is to turn that seat into an expose, end quote. As for the rest of the news, ad agency Right Side Up backs the AMP Accord shift from downloads to consumption metrics, arguing the hard part was never the standard, but getting vendors to measure it consistently. Podcast, music, film, and audiobook host Disctopia has launched a $399 lifetime license for its agency tier, normally priced at $99.99 a month. The lifetime license includes True Play payouts of 2 cents per True Play verified listen. Acast signs an exclusive partnership with The Washington Post to launch, distribute, and monetize new shows from columnist Carolyn Hax, Michelle Singletary, and Shane O'Neill, with The Post retaining ownership. Pave Studios founder Max Cutler outlines the studio's model of developing original IP alongside creators, likening it to the old Hollywood studio system with a focus on true crime. New Odyssey research argues trusted podcast hosts hold an edge in holiday shopping, saying authentic host endorsements outperform traditional advertising as AI reshapes how consumers research purchases. Nielsen has debuted Ad Intel AI, a new generative AI upgrade to its ad intelligence platform that answers natural language queries for competitive tracking and trend analysis. And finally, Digiday reports the IAB is trying to fix one of digital advertising's biggest ad labeling problems, an effort that could reach how audio and podcast inventory gets classified. That does it for today's issue of The Download. Reminder, there's a link in your show notes that takes you to today's episode post on our website, where you can also sign up for the newsletter version of the show to get it sent straight to you every day. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Brian Berletta, Molly Demillier, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you tomorrow.